up, world? R.I.C.H coming right back at you. And tonight, I'm talking about the situation that never should have happened in that football tunnel during the Georgia Bulldog game. Nick Harbor had just scored an 80-yard touchdown, and he was limping into the tunnel trying to catch his breath. And right in that moment, a Texas trooper decided to insert himself in the story for all the wrong reasons.
Nick Harbor from South Carolina scampers down the field for a damn long touchdown run, runs into the tunnel because he's holding his hamstring, and then his teammates come to help him. Comes back out. You can see the officer at the stadium walking in between two players and literally bumps into both of them and flexes his arms out before turning around and telling them to get on out of here and all of this other stuff. We saw it. It's clear as day. It's an automatic suspension. The man shouldn't be allowed to work the game again. What you doing messing with a player like that?
Really? Well, that's good to know. I would hope so. I did not see that, wasn't aware of that. Got a ton of respect for the people here in College Station. It's a first-class operation. Everybody from a game operation standpoint, they do a great job and are first-class people. So I appreciate them handling that the right way and sending him home.
The video shows that trooper walking through the players in a way that looked intentional. He didn't avoid them. He walked directly into them like he wanted contact. He bumped into Nick Harbor and his teammate with zero reason to do so. And you can tell by how fast he turned around, he was looking for an excuse to start something. The moment he made contact, he turned around and pointed at Harbor with both hands, like they the ones who did something wrong. But everybody who saw that clip knows exactly who initiated the situation. The trooper took that one step back, put his hands up, and started talking like he had been disrespected, when really he was the one who caused the whole altercation. And this is the part that bothers me the most because I've seen this before. I've seen officers who can't control their emotions try to flex on young black men because they can. If he's this bold on camera, what has he done when no cameras were around? How many young black athletes has he tried to check, intimidate, or embarrass in his career without nobody knowing? That's the part that makes you think deeper than the clip itself, because this didn't look like the first time he lost his temper. It looks like a pattern. Luckily, Nick Harbor's teammates pulled him away before it escalated, because we all know how a moment like that can turn into something much worse. These are young men running on pure adrenaline after a massive play. And sometimes in those moments, one wrong move can change a man's future. But they kept their cool and they walked away, and I'm proud of them for that, because they showed more emotional control than a fully trained officer who was supposed to be the adult in the room. The Texas Department of Public Safety sent that officer ass home immediately, and they said their inspector general is now investigating what really happened. And that right there lets you know the state knew he messed up, because they don't send you home if you did your job correctly. They sent him home because his behavior was out of line and unprofessional. And that's a polite way of saying he let his ego put student athletes in danger. LeBron James even commented on the video because everybody could see how unnecessary it was. And when the whole internet agrees on something, you know the clip was bad. The reality is, people in uniform are supposed to protect, not provoke. And this officer clearly wanted a moment of power, not a moment of safety. When you step in front of a player for no reason, point at him with both hands, and start talking like you want smoke, you're not doing your job. You're doing your ego. And that's what makes people like me wonder how many times he's done this before. How many young black athletes he tried to check, humiliate, or control just because he felt like it. This time he got caught on camera. But history tells us it's never just one incident with a guy who acts like this. So I'm glad the department handled it swiftly. And I'm glad the inspector general is looking into this trooper's behavior. Most importantly, I'm glad those young men kept their cool, because a lot of people would have reacted with emotion, especially after a big play like that. They chose maturity when the adult with the badge didn't. And that says a lot about who they are and who he not. At the end of the day, this was an abuse of power. A trooper who couldn't control his temper trying to flex on a player who did nothing wrong. And you know me, I call it how I see it every single time. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, R.I.C.H. I'll be back with another one. Peace.